Welcome to the MPV that makes people open the door and go, wait, all this at that price? This is the Hyundai Stargazer Cartenz Edition, a fresh facelift that kicks off with a direct punch to the face of anyone who still thinks budget MPVs must be basic. Leather seats, full-color ambient lighting, a digital dashboard, 8-inch infotainment screen, and a 360-degree camera that spins like a drone live streaming your neighbor's barbecue. This isn't just a facelift. This is plastic surgery, rhinoplasty, and new teeth, all in one go. Seriously, how many sub-$17,000 MPVs let you step in and feel like you just walked into a tiny mobile casino? A 360 cam sharp enough to film your next sad boy ballad MV? Electronic parking brakes so you don't even have to lift a finger? Just be lazy. Cruise control to keep the car steady while your parents drive the kids and fiddle with the AC like it's a gaming console? It feels like Hyundai is asking, why should families in Indonesia or India settle for less just because they want a 7-seater? Oh, almost forgot. Subscribe to Carcry now, or you might miss it when we review flying cars next time. Help us hunt down more budget zebras turning into unicorns like this beast. And it doesn't stop there. Auto headlights, auto wipers, blind spot warning, speed limit recognition. Hello? Is this a car for daily school runs or a UN patrol unit? Friendly advice. If you're still holding on to that old school Innova, maybe avoid stepping into a Stargazer showroom. Your sleep schedule might never recover. To be honest, the day Hyundai launched the Stargazer, people in Southeast Asia split into two camps. One side screamed, "Why does its face look like it borrowed a concept from the future without asking?" The other side, silent, and already putting down deposits. That front LED bar stretches like a DIY robot from a sci-fi workshop, while the massive main headlights below look like twin QR code scanners. Sounds ridiculous, but on the streets, it's, weirdly eye-catching. And if you're a viewer of Carcry, you already know. When a family car makes people do a double take, that's not ordinary. From the side, the Stargazer looks a bit chubby, like it's been bulked up on purpose. The rear features H-shaped taillights, meant to say H for Hyundai, folks. But if you squint hard enough, they kind of look like two upside-down plastic stools stacked at a barbecue. Still, at least it has a visual identity. This isn't your sharp-jawed K-drama leading man kind of pretty. This is the kind of born this way charm. Take it or leave it. Like a friendly neighbor who always wears neon green to the supermarket. You don't judge, you just wear sunglasses. But here's the twist. The more you look at it, the more it grows on you. And when it grows on you, suddenly, it makes sense. If someone had sketched this design back in 2015, they'd probably have been fired. But hey, it's 2025. Design no longer needs justification. It just needs to not look like a knockoff from China. So here's the verdict. The Stargazer Cartenz is controversial. And that's great, because while there are plenty of family MPVs, very few leave a lasting visual impression.
If you've always believed that 7-seater MPVs mean sacrificing the third row for squished kids, the Stargazer Cartenz is here to shatter that belief. Not with words, but with an armrest as wide as an F1 cockpit. The second row features captain seats. That's right, 2 separate thrones with a center aisle, like business class. Only instead of a CEO, it's dad in cargo shorts and mom holding a baby. It's a game changer for Southeast Asian families. Driving the kids to cram school, picking up grandma from church, dropping mom off at the salon. Everyone gets their own seat, no elbow fights, no drama. Try sitting in one. It reclines, it's comfy, and there's legroom to spare. You could kick off your sandals, cross your legs, pull out your phone, and watch YouTube. Oops, you're probably already watching Carcry. What about the third row? Honestly, it fits adults up to 5'10", 1.78 meters, as long as you're ready to sacrifice your knees for the sake of cabin peace. But hey, it has rear AC vents and even charging ports back there, so you're not exiled like some backup dancer on a boy band tour. And here's the grandma part. The seats fold flat with just one pull. Hyundai clearly designed this so even your Lola could fold them down to make room for mango trees on the way back from the market. Thinking, how does this compare to the Xpander Cross? Let me ask you this. Does the Xpander have captain seats? No. Rear vents in the third row? Yes. But that whole executive seating, private comfort, boss energy vibe? That's Stargazer all day. And don't think it's all just show. The seat frames and materials feel solid, not like those spongy seats you find at a discount circus in the parking lot. Interactive moment from Carcry. If you've ever been exiled to the third row on a family trip, drop a comment below. I survived the back row. Let's find our fellow third row survivors.
One sunny morning, you open the door of your Stargazer Cartenz, play your favorite track, and suddenly wonder, wait, am I sitting in a $25,000 car or a luxury lounge? Well, no, it's not a luxury car, but it sure feels like it. The 8-inch touchscreen in the center supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. No need for messy cables like you're charging in a war zone. And if a message pops up while you're driving, just say, "Hey Siri," she'll read it out loud. Although maybe be careful, she might spill something you didn't mean to share. Then you've got a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster, as wide as a university scoreboard, but way less stressful to look at. It's smooth, sharp, and finally proves Hyundai has evolved past the era of budget features with premium names. This time, it's the full package, no fine print. Next up, auto climate control with rear vents, wireless phone charging, and ambient lighting in turquoise. No, not karaoke flashing lights, more like the spa relaxing kind that makes you want to meditate while driving in Manila traffic. But here's the part that really impressed me. You get an electronic parking brake and auto hold, two small features that feel huge in daily use. Try stopping at every red light in Jakarta without them, and you'll miss leg day without going to the gym. Sunroof? Nope. But let's be honest, how many MPV drivers in India or the Philippines actually want to open the roof at noon in 38 degrees Celsius heat? Exactly. Better use that space for more AC vents and those comfy captain seats. Bottom line, for under $25,000, if you want this level of convenience, you'd normally have to gather parts from 3 different brands. Hyundai just bundles it all, plug and play. No need to install apps or sacrifice your sanity. Carcry Interactive Corner. Ever used auto hold for the first time and panicked because your car didn't roll? Type "thought my car broke" in the comments.
The Stargazer Cartenz comes with a naturally aspirated 1.5-liter engine, pushing out 115 horsepower and 144 newton-meters of torque. On paper, it sounds like the power output of a fancy rice cooker. But don't underestimate it. In the city, it's smooth. The IVT, or Intelligent Variable Transmission, glides like grandma's lullaby. No jerking, no roaring, just calm, steady motion. So smooth that sometimes you're not sure if you've hit 60 or still cruising at 30. Best keep an eye on the speedo unless you want a photo souvenir from traffic enforcement. But if you're thinking about blasting down the expressway and overtaking a truck with flair, yeah, you might want to call a different segment of cars. This isn't a rush hour rebel. It's made for those who understand patience, like waiting for your partner to pick the right beach outfit at the mall. And honestly, it makes sense. This is a family MPV, not a drag racer. You can't expect to haul 7 passengers and still launch like a sport bike. The chassis is tuned for city comfort. It stays composed even when fully loaded. No floaty nonsense. Wind and road noise? Decent. You'll mostly hear the engine, but only when you floor it. Steering, electric power steering, light as a feather duster. You can steer with one hand, assuming your gym membership is current. The turning radius, just 5.2 meters. This car pirouettes through Manila's alleyways like it's in a ballet. Bottom line, driving the Stargazer feels like that one parent calmly taking their kid to the bookstore. Not in a rush, not dramatic, but with clear purpose. Carcry Interactive Corner. Anyone here upgraded from an accent and suddenly felt like they were driving on a cloud? Type graduated from accent, smooth ride confirmed in the comments.
You'd think a budget MPV would come with just seatbelts and airbags the size of dumplings. But nope, Hyundai's going big this time. Like your ex clearing your student loans. Unbelievable, yet true. The Stargazer Cartenz comes equipped with Hyundai Smart Sense, and not the watered-down version either. We're talking full sauce here. Blind spot collision warning, BCW, lets you know when a vehicle is lurking in your blind spot. Perfect to avoid those swerve and pretend you didn't see moments. Lane Peep Assist plus Lane Following Assist, LKA plus LFA. Like a gentle hand holding the wheel for you. Drift off for a second and the car gently nudges you back, just like your partner saying, hey, focus. Forward Collision Avoidance Assist, FCA. Car slams the brakes when you're too deep in your podcast and miss the traffic ahead. Might save your front bumper and your relationship. High Beam Assist, HBA. Automatically switches between high and low beams like a well-mannered driver. No more flicking the stock every time someone passes by. Rear Cross Traffic Collision Warning, RCWA. Stops you from backing into scooters that come flying behind you in Jakarta's parking lots. Now, when all this comes in a car priced around USD 23,000, it's basically a full option deal in a no option world. I mean it. Some SUVs double that price, can't even match the safety kit. And the essentials? You've got 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, and VSC, all included. If anything goes wrong, you can honestly say, I chose the safest car I could for my family. Oh, and if there's a gift a car to your in-laws program running, this one's your MVP. Safe, humble, and doesn't scream, I'm showing off. Carcry Quick Poll. Out of all these features, which one has actually saved your car? Or your neck? Drop a comment. Swear, that one saved me.
So here comes the classic question. Should you buy it? I'll give it to you straight. Unlike many other cars that dodge the truth, the Stargazer Cartenz is for practical people, not peacocks. This isn't the car for your next Instagram shoot in downtown Manila. It's not the one to make people say, now that's a CEO. It's the one that makes them ask, wait, that fits 7 people and still sips fuel like that? No, it's not powerful, but it'll climb a mountain pass just fine. No, it's not stunning, but in a parking lot full of cookie-cutter MPVs, it stands out just enough to say, hey, I'm different. Not limo-level spacious, but roomy enough for 2 parents, 2 kids, and 1 beloved grandma, all without anyone sitting like a yoga pretzel. Under USD $23,000, assembled in Indonesia, backed by a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, the Stargazer Cartenz is exactly like a good home-cooked meal. Not fancy, but it fills you up and keeps you warm. Sure, some people will scoff, like how they mock rice balls until they're starving on a long trip. Then suddenly rice balls are life. So if you're currently stuck choosing between 100 shiny shells of a car, all chrome, no soul, maybe this one deserves a hard look. And as always, if you think Carcry dares to say what others won't, breaks it down like it is, and praises only what's earned, hit that subscribe button before the algorithm buries us under sponsored sugarcoats. Mic'd up. Final question for the crew. Back and/or. If you had 23 grand to spare, would you go for the Stargazer, Expander, or keep the cash and get married instead? Comment below. Who knows? Your future spouse might be watching and reading.